Two swords, angled for slicing, came whirring towards my chest. My block was simple. A step of the back leg, a shift of weight, my right sword joining the left in front of me, cutting side slanted down. His blades hit mine. The impact resonated through my arm bones. Hi there everyone, and today I have a new book review, so I guess we may as well just roll titles. In my last review of The Sight by David Clement Davis, I was given some improvements and suggestions, and one of them is to basically talk about the book in my own way rather than reading the blurb. I was also actually asked to give some quotes, and that is exactly what I've also done. And then I'm now going to explain what the book is about in my own words rather than reading the blurb. So hopefully it'll be good, and let's talk about what Eon is about. So Eon is a high fantasy book which deals with the main female character of Iona. She's a cripple and therefore not always respected in the same ways as other people in her society. Her gender can also actually relate to the respect she gets as well, as it deals with how females can be treated and why it shouldn't remain like this and why they should be treated more equally and all genders should be equal. She undergoes hard work, training, and with her ambitious master plans to become a dragonite in the near future. This book deals with how she goes about this and looks into how people can rise above what others think. It also explores the various other aspects and exciting themes in very intricate and exciting, vivid ways. So that is what Ian is about, and now we're going to move on to my ratings. And firstly, let's talk about the characters, which I've given a 4.5 out of 5 to. I thought the characters in this book were pretty much faultless, and I absolutely loved the main character of Iona. She was just so incredible. The things that she went through, discovering who she actually was, rising above what people thought, just everything made her such a unique and different character, which I loved reading about. She was so different to any other character that I've ever read about before, more so in the fantasy genre. She just sent off so many great messages to the reader, and I love that kind of thing from characters. You know, she's not perfect, but she deals with what she's got. The other characters were really epic as well, and really showed off the true aspects, what you would expect from the fantasy genre, such as the dragons, which I just love reading about. Whilst I don't think I knew this as much, overall the characters were really good and really well developed. The plot is also going to get a 4.5 out of 5. The plot was so intense and I just loved it. I couldn't stop reading and the questions just kept pulsing through my mind, and I just had to read on, you know, I had to read on. Definitely a page turner. It just seemed to carry so much intrigue, and as soon as I started reading the first page, it just got going with all the action and just burst out into absolutely everything, which was just so good and epic about this fantastical tale. There were also hardly any drags of the plot, which I absolutely loved. You know, usually with longer books there are drags, and I think this is because there's so much happening, you know, in the fantasy world, and as you're exploring the characters and the plot, stuff was basically happening to constantly build up the mystery and suspense, and it was just great to look at all the different situations. And then right at the end we're just constantly left wanting to know what's going to happen in the second book, which is Iona, and then obviously at the end she's learned about who she is and how this is going to affect her, what she can do, and how everything's going to pan out in the future. I just loved it. The writing is going to get a 4.5 out of 5. I love this very vivid style, and again lots of intrigue in it, plenty of depth as well. Everything had clearly been thought out really well. I just love the little minor things that Alison Goodman adds in there to really enhance the writing. You know, how she's going to develop the world and the characters is just absolutely amazing. She just develops everything in such a sublime way. It's basically written to make you want to read on and on, which is exactly what the intention is, and the writing on its own is just fabulous. And then when you add the plot to it and the characters, wow, the way everything describes is just so epic. I love the descriptions of each setting and the characters. It's really epic, you know, because it's told from Iona's perspective as well. It's a really nice touch. I don't think it would have worked as well the other way around, because this way you really get to sympathise and emote with Iona as a character, and she's a really emotional character, really explains her situations in great depths. And then finally the mythology and the zodiacs that were put into there as well, you know, they were incorporated and worked really flawlessly, and it just flowed into everything, and it was just perfect, adding such a little nice extra touch. For enjoyment, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5, a highly enjoyable and very intricate read, which I absolutely adored. I want to read more dragon and high fantasy based books again in the future because they're just so good. The book leaves me just wanting more, and you know, that's why I'm hoping to read Iona later this year. I'm just definitely going to recommend this to everyone who wants a great high fantasy read with all those dragons and fantasy elements that you would expect. Also, if you want to explore characters in great depth with great messages and meanings behind them, definitely this one is for you. But I'm sure most people will find something in here to enjoy because it's really diverse. Overall, it's going to get a 4.5 out of 5, as you'd probably imagine. It's a very solid rating, which I think that it completely deserves. I'm not giving it any 5s because I'm being very picky, though I was considering giving them characters a 5. I was considering it. Anyway, the highlight for this book was definitely, obviously, the characters, especially the main character of Iona. As you can tell, I really enjoyed reading about her, and I just thought it was just great how she described everything and who she was. So basically, to sum up, a phenomenal fantasy read that's currently one of my favourite reads of summer. That's everything! Yes, we have come to the end of our review for Aeon by Alison Goodman. If you're wondering, on the front of the cover it did say Aeon Rise of the Dragon Eye. That is just another UK name, but it's generally just called Aeon, so that is what I'm going to refer it as. So I hope you all enjoyed this review. I think it was a bit shorter than previous, and I think that's better, more snappy, really sort of gave everything in a better light. So hopefully it was good. Hopefully I summed up the book in a positive way, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, share and subscribe if you enjoy what I do to show your support, and see you all again later.